Hello everybody, Ken here. Welcome back to Hearthstone Arena. Jumping back in to our sweet little mage deck. It's a little lacking in spells, no flame strike down here. Just the one fireball, the one polymorph, no frostbolt. You know, a few kind of mediocre cards here, not too big on the young priestess. Not enough low cards to be super aggressive, but it's an okay deck. We like a challenge. Always good to challenge yourself. Play Hearthstone on the phone, tablet and computer. I've in fact tried all three. I tried on iPad. That's okay. I don't mind that too much. I tried on my Android phone, which is an HTC One. And it was playable, but even on my house Wi-Fi, I think the kind of lag on it was maybe slightly too much for me to feel comfortable with. I ended up almost missing half my turn because of the way it was lagging. That was enough to put me off after one game. Right, no talento. Oh great, the infiltrator. What have you got for us, no talento? This is a good opening hand, I like this. We can play the Sorcerer's Apprentice on 2. Hypothetically, we can cannon and ping, or play the Blade Master turn 3. Just lots of options, really. Oh good, he hasn't got anything. Okay, so I feel okay attacking a priest. They don't have a hero power. You know, against a mage or a druid, I think attacking with the infiltrator is not the best idea. Or the rogue, obviously. Because they just have a 1 damage hero power. It's kind of a waste of your Worgen just to hit them for 2. It's almost an arcane shot at that point. I mean, well, I guess it hits them for 4. But it's still not great. The beauty of the Worgen Infiltrator is it can easily take out a 2-drop. Because there's a lot of 3/2 2-drops. We're going to put on the pressure here. Ooh, it's being forced to play the coin.
The damned stand ready.
Okay. I am tempted here to play the flame cannon. Keep our minions on board. I think it's a nice clean way of dealing with stuff. The alternative would be to play the spellcaster, ping, or to attack with the apprentice, ping. Play Blade Master would leave us with a 4/3 on board, but we wouldn't have so much in hand. I don't know how I feel about that. I think I'd rather have that reliability, and we'll ping. Because hey, we're being aggressive anyway, the 1 damage could make a difference. Priest is almost always going to be the more control deck, I think. You know, people say every deck's aggro if you're playing against a priest. And that's not always true, especially in Arena. But I think it's more true than pretty much any other class. Okay. Great, okay, a 4-drop is good. We're going to pop that down. And we're going to keep attacking into him. Again, my Harvest Golem strategy is usually, for the most part, ignore the Harvest Golem. Because if you attack into it, you still leave something on the board that you have to deal with. Whereas if you don't attack into it, they, you know, they can only get 1 hit out of it. Okay, so we have an interesting decision here as to decided to trade into this now. Do we kill it with our Frost Fellow? I think so, and then we ping, attack, clear the board. I feel okay about that. I feel okay about that. Make sure we still have the presence. We've got Frost Elemental next turn, which is fantastic for being aggressive because you can, you know, unless they have a taunt minion, you can just freeze what they put down and you have almost a free turn to attack and not worry too much about what's on the board. Plus you get a 5/5, always great. What have you got for us, No Talento? Bring the big guns. Well, actually don't bring the big guns. Okay.
Ready, sir.
Right, now let's have a think here. We can do 6 to face. Freeze. Play this. Have a total of... We'd have 11 damage on the board. Or we trade. Hit for 3, leave on 11. Still have 11 on the board, which wouldn't be quite enough to kill. But I think I like that. Or do we trade in? I think we trade in fact.
I wonder.
No, because I'd have to ping then. No, I'm going to freeze the big guy for now. So we have lethal on board currently. Our priest needs a taunt or needs to remove at least one creature. He's going for Thought Steal, which suggests he doesn't have anything in hand as a solution. We don't have a ton in our deck that's a solution. Okay, great. That was a nice simple win. Thanks very much, No Talento.
Well played.
We got a great draw there. Nice easy aggression. Poor old No Talento, kind of a bit stuck with a slightly too slow deck. Nice sip of water. Okay, who's up next? Let's find out. Another mage. Prototypey.
You asked for it. My magic will tear you apart.
I suspect we're going to see more and more mages coming in here. Not ideal. I feel okay keeping a 4-cost minion because we do have the coin to play it on turn 3 if needs be.
Hello.
Okay. So here's a case where I probably wouldn't attack straight in because I don't think it's worth losing to the ping. So we have a decision here about whether we play the Blade Master or not. I'm going to choose to not and play it slightly slower because we do have quite a consistent curve after this. Could go either way on that play. The argument here is that attacking him on turn 2 is inefficient mana usage on turn 3. But see here, we can attack in, ping, and play the Sork's Apprentice, and I think that works nicely for us. And I feel okay about the value we got out of Worgen Infiltrator. Killed a 3-cost minion. He was forced to play the Mage on with no secrets to go. Still a decent card, Kirin Tor Mage with no secrets, but definitely not the value you're looking for. Okay, on the empty board, I like the Shredder. Water Elemental isn't quite so useful against the Mage, and Shredder's harder to deal with. Unless Prototypey wants to burn a Polymorph. Okay, interesting play. We could put out Harrison here. That's alright. We're not likely to see a weapon. So I think getting Harrison out works okay for us. Let's see what we get first before we make that decision. Not ideal. Can be pinged. Let's see what they do. Harrison's a 5/4. It's a nice solid card. Might draw out some spells. Great, and we can trade into the sorcerer. I feel like this is definitely a more kind of control heavy matchup. We play Toshli first. We get something out of it and maybe bait something out that doesn't then hit the ogre. Okay, +1 health. Pretty handy. That's not unexpected, the ping.
You gotta be kidding me!
Okay. Now Dark Iron Dwarf is a lovely pull here. I think we play the Dark Iron Dwarf. Maybe play the Jungle Panther. I quite like the Jungle Panther over the Blade Master, because the Mage has more trouble dealing with it.
What to do?
Alternatively, we could give the +1 health, which would keep Toshli alive. +1 health. Ping would leave us with 4 mana to play a water elemental. Okay.
Open fire!
We had a few options there. Feel okay about that one. If we're forcing a ping every turn, it makes it hard for them to use their mana as efficiently as they like. The ping's kind of worthwhile. But you know, the +1 health is not a huge deal, especially against a mage. Doesn't do too much. Okay, I think we kill the Snow Chugger here. I don't like to attack into this because who knows what it could be. Right, and then we play a smaller minion first of all, so as not to draw out mirror image. There we are. Mirror entity, I should say. Okay. Now we have 6 mana. I think here, with no secrets on board, I like this. And we taunt up so that they can't immediately crash into anything else. Flame Strike, a solid shout there. Ooh, and that's a great play on the Drake. Great time to pull a Drake, for sure. Okay, so Injured Blade Master deals with the Drake. Jungle Panther also deals with the Drake. I don't know that I like to play too much more, because I don't want to play into a second Flame Strike. This is quite a high number of wins now. Would not be unsurprised to see, there you go, a Blizzard. You've got to be so careful against the Mage with what you play into. Okay, now we have options here. Let's play the Sork's Apprentice. It's going to be a bit of a slow burn. Having no Flame Strikes in this matchup does hurt us a little, I think. For sure. Now with the Imp Master out, it's tempting to just wait off on the Arcane Explosion, but I think we may well want it here. Oh, interesting. That might change my mind. I was thinking of holding the arcane explosion as a means to clear. Well, having the sludge belcher makes me feel more comfortable. Generally. Just in life, really.
What to do? What to do?
How do I like the arcane explosion? Not enough right now, as it turns out. One card in hand, odds of it being flame strike. You know, not actually terrible odds.
You call that?
Oh, there we go. That sludge belcher was pretty crucial for us, I think. You're not holding a dragon, I know that much. Okay. Now let's contemplate our moves here. We can trade in, clear a decent chunk of the board,
I wonder.
play Dark Iron Dwarf. It's not going to completely clear the board. Do we want to also play Fireball? Can we even afford to play Fireball as well? Only if we play it now.
What to do?
We're probably going to end up in top deck wars. In fact, we're going to end up in top deck wars here.
You call that?
Okay. I could have afforded to play the Fireball either way, as it turns out. Okay, that's not the worst trade. I'm not entirely sure that was the best move on their part, because I would have had to attack into the, I suppose, the ping, so. The ping does change things. It's going to be a tough time on the top deck. We've not got that many big cards left. I don't feel too comfortable about this. We'll see how we go. Who knows? 13 cards in both decks. We'd love an Arcane Intellect. I think we do have one of those at least. Polymorph. Okay.
Of course.
I think I'd rather remove the damage. It's a tough decision. But this could come down to that extra few points of damage. Oh, interesting. They're going all in, which is risky because we could have the flame strike. We don't have a flame strike, but they don't know that. Okay, now do we take the 50-50 here? I think we have to. If we hit, it halves our damage.
Job's done.
It didn't hit, but sometimes when you're behind, you've got to take a risk and see how things pan out.
Mind if I roll need?
Going to be tough to come back from this. We're going to need a big draw here. I mean, that keeps us in it, but only for a turn. And even then, short of picking up some heals, it's unlikely that we're going to survive because we only have one more turn to kill him, basically. Definitely in the starting to creep up into the stronger tier now. Okay, Arcane Intellect. Probably a little too late.
you like my invention?
It's been an adventure.
Your magic shall not save
Well played.
But that's going to do it. Well played, Prototypey. Yeah, you had that flame strike, we didn't have that flame strike, and ultimately I think that was basically what swung it. When all's said and done. And I think that's kind of what differentiates, you know, the good drafts from the mediocre drafts. And this is a bit of a mediocre draft. I say, not the worst. And I enjoy the challenge. But it's gonna be tough in a matchup like that. I feel like we didn't overplay into the flame strike. We were kind of cautious of it. There's only so much you can do. Flame strike into blizzard. Really clear the board heavily.
Jaina versus Thrall.
Aibohphobia. I don't know what that is.
You asked for it.
You'll have to look that one up. Aibohphobia. Shredder going second. Oh, sorry, going first with no coin. Okay, I feel better about that.
Hello.
Greetings, Aibohphobia. I wonder if it's something particularly profound, like fear of cards. Fear of trading cards based on MMORPG universes. Or I guess just Warcraft in general is maybe a larger universe than just the MMO. But, someday I'll be just like you, Aibohphobia. I wonder who the apprentice is talking to. I'm sure someone more versed in WoW can probably explain. Presumably the sorcerer. But who the sorcerer is? Unknown. Okay, I like the flame cannon with the young priestess. Here. Alternatively, we can trade
What to do? What
and play a Farseer. It also feels fairly good. Save the young priestess for a bit later.
Me?
Okay. It's a bit of a waste on the heal, but either way we end up with a 3-3 on board. And I felt like using the flame cannon was maybe a little bit early against the kind of cards you can run into with the shaman. Oof, the power mace. Good solid card. Let's hope he doesn't have a mech, is all I can say. Pop that out. If he does have a mech, this could spell trouble for us. Aibohphobia, fear of opponents playing synergistic cards in arena. Oh wow, look at that. That's an interesting play. Well, I'm very glad we held onto that flame cannon, or we could have been in trouble. Although, the alternative is to play the Spellbreaker. But I don't like to leave Demolisher up anyway. What's the doozy on this? Deal 1 damage. So we don't have enough to wombo combo it.
No problem. Drink with me, friends.
Could have played the young priestess instead, but I like the infiltrator here. Gives us options. We're in a rough position in terms of kind of burning through cards versus the shaman here. Definitely a strong start. Okay, June Maul Shaman. That's good and solid. This fella has Wind Fury, which is kind of conceptually terrifying. But there we are. I suppose let's give lots of targets. I would almost rather leave the Wind Fury. In fact, I would rather leave the Wind Fury than... That's excellent. That's exactly where I wanted the health. I'd rather leave him with Wind Fury, but the 50% risk of mishitting, rather than... Oof. So there's a Hex down, that's good. And a miss again. Look at that, that's perfect. Well, it's not perfect because he took out 2 creatures, but... You know, you take what you can get. This feels like a decent target for a Spellbreaker, because I don't like them drawing cards and we can't deal with it otherwise. Healbot, obviously not super useful right now. Doesn't feel urgent to kill. Flame Tongue Totem is worth bearing in mind, so we shouldn't just leave it on the board for the sake of it. That can sometimes be a valid strategy. I think you can certainly see cases where a creature doesn't have, where a class might not have enough of a buff, and you can just leave this useless card on their side of the board.
Someday I'll be just like you.
I feel okay not playing the heal bot, because even if we take 2 hits from the Yeti before we play it, those hits are then recovered in health. Having a 3/3 on the board isn't huge for us. I think the long-term sustain of the health is more beneficial. Now remember when early on when Healing Totem used to also heal the Shaman for 1? That was a rough time. Okay, I'm going to ping the Shaman, because pinging one of these fellows would be an entire waste, because it would be healed by the totem. Feels a little bit more even, but now all these cards are on the board rather than in the hand, which at least we can see them and potentially deal with them. Again, not having a Flame Strike in our deck, very impactful here. You know, a huge problem in a lot of ways.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Rough times at Arena High. Stranglethorn Tiger. Just good solid cards in this this deck from Aibohphobia. Just kind of all around reliable cards. Okay. We're still in it. We're not super in it, but we are still in it. 10 damage coming at us. Lethal on board. More lethal on board now with the ogre. Okay. And that's not going to do it, sadly. And that will bring an end to our run. It's a sad way for it to end. But I feel like this deck did okay for how it drafted. So I'm not too upset with the results. You know, you take, we said last time, you take what you can get. And I feel like things went okay for us. Oh, the crackle. Ah! Let's see what we got. Let's pop this key in. Kind of average. Average 5 wins. Probably roughly make our money back. A little disappointing, really. Don't like Mistress of Pain. 60 gold's a little low. But the pack essentially cost 90 gold, so still cheaper than buying a pack from the store. Magic time. No. A little disappointing here. A little disappointing. Jeeves, that's a fun card. And Druid of the Fang. Definitely got potential. Okay. That's going to bring an end to it. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, be sure to like it. Leave me a comment. Let me know where I misplayed. What class you might like to see me play next. We'll pop in quickly and buy an arena. And there'll be more coming, so subscribe to the channel or just pop back whenever for more. Lots of Hearthstone, lots of other gameplays. Thank you for watching. I will catch you next time. Cheers!